Hello and welcome back everyone. Into this video, we're going to talk about user research. Now, we have already come to the sixth part and I hope you are enjoying it so far. In this video, we're going to see how users research can be done, which means it's a practical way of analyzing, breaking down the steps of how you can ask the user the right question and make sure that you get the right response and you ask the relevant question as well. Now, typically when you're designing a product, you need to understand that users are the center of it. And you also need to make sure that you are checking and evaluating the right problems. So in order to do that, you need to ask the right questions. It all breaks down to the very fact that you ask the right question that is going to give you the results that you need. Now, in this chapter or in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can ask the right questions and how you can formulate the right question for your product. We are going to look at the questions from the perspective of Indefin, the same product that we looked at last class. And if you have not checked it out, please watch the last video. Now, in this case, we are going to see how you break down your interview process and break it down to three different sections, what these three different sections are, and what kind of question you need to ask. So let's dive into it. We're going to look at the use case for Indefin, how we did the user research for this thing, and how we came up with the right questions and right answers. So why is user research important? First of all, let's understand that. Derives change and product direction. How is your product going to be? How is it going to look like? How is it going to feel? Okay, what exactly are you trying to solve? All of these questions we're going to answer in this interview. Open horizon for new innovations, okay, or for innovation. So, adding more ideas, opening up to new dimensions, and, understanding what user really needs. Provides context and understanding. What sort of, product is it there? What context is the user going to use it for? If the user understands the product or not. And then we have challenges and assumptions, okay, or validation them, okay. Essentially, when you're a product designer or when you're a UI UX designer, you always come up with certain assumptions which are there, okay. That might not be true and that can be evaluated very quickly and very easily with these question sets, okay. So this video essentially is going to be a holy grail to understand how you can, break down any sort of product and, ask the right questions. Supply solution for disagreement or point of view, okay, how you have a different point of view and how someone else can have a different point of view. Test the usability of the product, okay, how is the product usable and if the product is usable or not. Let's start with the basic fundamentals of what we're going to do, okay. We're going to do a one-on-one interview, means you're going to ask the user directly on face. It can be a Zoom, it can be on video calls, it can be in person. The better would be if you do it in person, and this is what we're going to build today, okay. So we'll start with section 1, which is going to be what is your profession or industry, okay. So for our use case, these are the questions that we chose, okay, and these are, you can use them as reference, plug and play. Just if you feel that these questions work just for you, just don't hesitate and use them directly. So what is your profession or industry? Very important. How many years of experience you do have in the field? So, since it's a billing software, some people have less experience, some people have more experience. How many clients do you typically invoice each month? Very important for the product. What is your level of experience with invoicing software? Some people don't really know how to generate invoices. That was another problem that we discovered. What software tools do you currently use for invoicing and payments? Okay, we just to understand the competition in the market. And this will last like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's going to give us like a really good idea of what kind of person are we even talking to, okay? How qualified he is, how capable he is, how much he knows about the industry, what he's working on. A lot of introductory questions sets the ground really well. Then we move on to section number 2, which is going to be purpose-based question, which is going to be what is the primary purpose of invoicing, okay? What exactly do you bill the customers, okay? How important is to you to have a clear overview of your invoicing and payment data? Some people don't need it, okay? Some people operate on cash, so they don't need an invoicing software. How important is to you to be able to create customized and branded invoices? A lot of time your invoices should have a logo and your GST number and things like that. So you need all of these details, okay? How important is to be able to track time and expenses for invoices purposes? Okay, when exactly did you make that invoice and what was the purpose of that invoice? You need all these information a lot of times, okay? That's what the software helps. How important is to you to be able to receive payment directly through an invoicing software? Can we integrate the bank inside, or do people don't like it, okay? It was quite surprising that people don't really want their invoicing software to connect to their banking. So, we actually dropped this feature that we had in mind. This was the time when we realized, okay, user, understanding the user is very important for us. Then we move to section 3. How often do you typically use invoicing software? Okay, how often do you bill a customer? What is the most frustrating part of using invoicing software? A lot of customers told us the same thing, that only certain amount of people knows how to use Tally, which is the main invoicing software. What is the most important factor for you when choosing an invoicing software? A lot of people told us that it should be cost effective, one. Second, it should be, easy to use. How do you prefer receiving support or assistance for your invoicing software? How do you like the customer feedback to be there on, in case something goes wrong, how would you want that to fix up? Have you ever experienced an issue with invoicing software? If so, please describe. We just want to understand what are the typical issues that people face, so that we don't make that mistakes. So with this video, we covered like a very like open-ended questionnaire for a lot of questions. Of course, this is again very planned, and this is again very systematically done. In chances, or in case you don't have the such kind of questionnaires, feel free to use these questions. Okay, I mean, I am very I'm very sure that a lot of these questions might just repeat again, at least in the introduction part. Maybe not in the section 2 and section 3 part, but introduction part, I think a lot of questions can be directly used. So if you find this video useful, make sure that you implement this when you're doing your user research. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, happy learning and peace.